Hello, everybody. First of all, let me apologize for yesterday's technical problem. I couldn't get the computer. There's no battery, and none of the wall plugs were working. So let me recap and just do some of the things that we kind of were either stuck on or couldn't really get it to work yesterday. So just the R part. So first of all, this line the professor fixed for us. It's just reading the data sheet. So I know a lot of you were getting an error where somehow you're keeping getting an NA message, and then you keep getting like the entire column either on econ1 or social one or something like that, just completely turning to a column of NAs. I still don't know why quite that happened, but the easy fix is just to go back to this line when you read the original data again. Right? When you reread the data, that should update what is in your R's data frame, and then that should fix the problem. At any time, if you think the R is behaving weirdly, you can go to kernel and then restart and clear output, and then dash. Why is it not doing that? Yeah, restart and clear output. You see all the outputs are gone, and then you can start fresh. So once we start fresh, remember to run the library functions, because some of the functions that we're going to use are from there. If we don't run that, some of these functions that later we're going to use may not work. So again, we're going to reload the data set. Once we reload the data set, we can take a quick look. Perhaps we can just quickly take a look at the entire set. Okay, so you can see. Like yesterday, we found that there are some mistakes in here. This one looks weird, it has some words in there instead of just a number. So we're going to try to fix it in number 2, right? Alternatively, you could also do head or tail. What does the head do again? Head shows the first 6 items. If I want to do head, but I only want to say like the first 2 items, then I can do head, this data frame, and then 2 of them. It only shows 2 of them, right? Okay. On the other hand, I could also may want to do str, which is short for structure, and it shows me a structure here. And what problem do I see here? All of these are characters. CHR stands for character. What I want is actually DBL, and DBL stands for double. That's what a number is supposed to look like. But even these are not numbers, so I need to fix that. So what I need to fix then in the data set, let's see here. Let me insert in the line. First of all, let me check. Earlier, we did that already, checking just to see which columns have issues with. And we can see here, we have a problem here. Like this one is wrong. So what can I do is maybe I can pull out econ2 first. Maybe I can pull out just econ2 and see what values are there. It looks like I have 2 mistakes in econ2. One of them is this, and one of them is this, and I need to fix them. So the way I fix them is actually this line down here, this one, say this. Let me put it here. Okay, all right, so for econ2, I want to recode in this column, I want to choose the wrong phrase, which is this one right here, and then I rename it, recode it to just the value of negative 8.75. And what does the quotation mark do? The quotation mark actually indicates I'm inputting a character, because this entire column is still in character format. So that's why I want to do that. Because if the entire column is in character and I try to input just a number without the quotation mark, it wouldn't work. So I still need the quotation mark, just turn into a character first, and then we're going to convert the entire column into numbers. And then another one is this one down here. Notice if I try to fix it like this will not work. Why? Because this one actually sneakily has a space in here. But if I don't include the space between the 0 and the quotation mark, it's not going to be able to find it and correct it. So let me just check. And this one, I think it's better if I don't rename this entire thing. You know what? I'm going to create a new table. I'm going to call So PS6 PoComp is my original data. I want to call this PS6 fixed. I'm trying to create a new data table. First of all, I'm going to set it exactly equal to my old data table, PoComp. And then I'm going to try to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this. Take this table, this econ2 column, and try to fix it this way. This won't work. And let's check. So my prediction is that I will be able to fix the 8.75, but I won't be able to fix this one. This one will still be left there. So let's see it. I want to just check this out. And indeed, one of them is gone. The 8.75, this one is fixed. This one is not fixed. So what I need to do? Well, I need this exact phrase to be identified and put it right here with the spacing between them. Now let's try it again. Okay, I don't need to run that again because I already created this new fixed table. Okay, so let's see here. Now, no random words in this now. So I'm going to check, let's say, the difference between the fixed one and the unfixed one. Let me insert a new line. So let's see here. Check econ.2 versus the fixed tables econ.2 and put them side by side. You can see here the unfixed table has these things in it, these two mistakes, and then the fixed table has no such mistakes, right? So, well, from earlier, we also know that if I just don't look at that, if I just look at the unfixed table, I also have mistakes. I fixed this one. I fixed this one. I still have a mistake here, a mistake here, a mistake here. So that's that. And I need to fix those three. Now, and I'm just going to do that. All of them, I'm going to try to use the new table, PS6 fixed. So for the fixed table, I'm going to identify these three other mistakes in econ 1, social 1, and social 2, and try to fix them. And then I'm going to take a look at the entire fixed table to see if I have indeed fixed them. So let me run these codes. Okay. All right. Now, if I take a look at these number columns, no extra characters. I've fixed all of the mistakes. However, if I do a str on this, you know what? Let me do a new line. If I do a str on the PS6 fixed, all of these are still character columns. So what I want to do is I want to take the fixed tables. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I want to take the, where am I? Yeah, okay. Yeah, over here. Okay, I want to take the fixed tables econ1 and then redefine it as itself, but as numeric. And then let's check out if that works. So same thing here. And then let me check just to see the values in this particular column. Okay, these are still numbers, but notice they do not have a quotation mark around them anymore. These are indeed numbers. So let me check the structure of this. You can see now econ1 is called num, NUM. They're numbers now. They're no longer characters. Okay, I guess it's NUM, not DBL, but DBL is the same thing. Anyways, so, okay, so we have to fix the other column too. I need to fix the social 1, econ2, and social 2. That will be very easy. Basically, I can just copy this entire phrase and then change the ones that I want. So maybe I fix social 1, econ 1, econ 2, social 1, and social 2. And then let me just run the whole table again to see if it has been fixed. Actually, I want to the structure. PS6 fixed. Okay. All right, now these are all numbers, and I should have a perfectly fixed table now. And I can compare these two tables. Let's say here, if I want to take a look at the head of, no, let me just take a look at the whole table. PS6 POCOMP, and then let me check that. The original data has one mistake here, a row of mistakes here, and then these are still characters. But if I check my PS6 fixed, do I have a 6 in the name? Yes, I do. Okay, so let me check that. This one do not have these errors anymore, right? And this is in double now. Okay, so that's how we fix these. And if these are not in characters, if you try to do as numeric, that will give you NAs. So if we still have those errors, such as originally, let's say, PS6 POCOMP, if I do as numeric without changing this to actually negative 8.75, this one will give me NA. So we need to fix the data first, and then convert them to numerics. Okay. All right. I think yesterday we went through the tally things pretty well, so I'm not going to spend time on that. Use R to create new categorical variables. Let's do that. So for example, if I want to do a column, people who are on the left, what can I do? I can do PS6 fixed, a new column, and I'm going to name it just called left. Who are people on the left? People on the left are people who scored, let's say, less than 0 on the econ 1 score. So I'm going to say, okay, who are these people then? These will be exactly that, but in the econ.1 score and less than 0. And let's take a look at just the head of PS6 fixed. Let's see what happens. And you can see here, indeed, I get several people. I have this. Are people left? False. This person is not left because this score is not less than 0. And these people are on the left because these are scores less than 0. Alternatively, you could also do like a mixture of command. For example, I can say, oh, what if I want people who's, let's say, moderate? Maybe I can do another one that says, PS6 fixed. I want a column just called moderate. And I want the moderate people to be econ score between 1 and, with this symbol and, the econ 1 score greater than -1. Okay, again, I want the people whose econ 1 score is less than 1 and econ 1 score greater than -1. It doesn't have to be the same criteria either. It can be econ 1 here, and I want to do social 1 here. I could do that as well. So if I want to do that, we can say here. So we have the left column that we created earlier. Now we have the moderate column. So this person, since the 0 number is between -1 and 1, he's the only one who's true. These are all less than -1, so they are a little bit more on the extreme side. Yeah, so that's how we can create a additional column, a categorical variable, but these are actually logical, right? Logical. But what if I want to create something that's actually, let's say, names? Yesterday I kind of tried to introduce this a little bit, but I think I got mixed up how to the syntax of it, because I'm used to using a library function, a package called tidyverse. So I was thinking about the tidyverse function instead of the base R. So in base R, I could also do a function like if else. So perhaps I can do a let's say I want a column that's named what should I name it? Just say party. How about that? And I want to define it to be if the econ1 score is less than 1, I want them to be called Democrats. And then else, so it's a if something happens, the result, else, I want to call them Republican. Briefly say how to type Republican. And now let me see if I can have, oh, why is that, didn't work. PS6 party, fixed econ1 less than 1. Let me try something real quick. If 2 is greater than 1, 1 else 0. Okay, never mind. I think I got it working earlier, but did I not get it working? Two is greater than 1 else 0. Oh, I think I missed the parentheses. I need to put a condition in parentheses, and that should work. And I want to do maybe just head PS6 fixed. Just check the first 6 lines. Oh, okay, they only use the first. Oh, it should be less than 0, I guess. Oh, okay, never mind. I guess I have to do something else with it because it only worked on the first, as the warning sign says, they only use the first element. They did not use the entire what's it called? Column of it. So maybe I need to work on this a little bit more. But yeah, don't worry about it too much because this is not necessary in here yet. So maybe next time when we get to that, we'll worry about that. Okay, and the average position, that's very easy. Once we make sure the econ1 is in a numeric type, we can just take the mean. Oh, what happened? Oh, okay, because I need to do the PS6 fixed instead of the original data. Okay, yeah, so if I work on the fixed data set, I get this number. If I work on the original, because the original was still in characters, I cannot take the mean. Yeah. Now, to practice some additional skill, try to make a factor variable and see if you can perform math function. So this time I'm going to do on the original. Actually, I'm going to save it as a another object. So if I check this object, so it's neither in my original table nor in my fixed table. So if I do that, I can check this thing is actually called a factor with 44 entries. So they are no longer numbers or characters, they're called factors. And if I try to take the mean function of it, if I want to take the mean of this particular thing, that shouldn't work, right? It gives me a warning because they are not numeric or logical. So therefore I couldn't do that. So that's that. Now, what if I want to do select or filter? How does that work? So for example, if I want to, the reason why I name it thing table is because let's do PS6 fixed. Is select helps us to just get the columns I want. Let's say I have like 5 different columns. I just want 2 of them. Then I can use the select function to choose the columns that I want. So what if I just want the econ1 column, just 1 column? Let's see what happens. This is what happens. Now my new data frame called thing table only has 1 column, and that's the econ1. What if I want multiple columns? Then you need to do a string of the names of the columns. Let's say a C coordinate. Let's say I want econ 1, social 1, and econ 2. And then let's see what's the string table now. It did not work. Why? Oh, I mixed. So now this end parentheses is working on this, and this parentheses doesn't have one to close it off, so I need another one. And type it again. Now I have a data frame with 3 columns that I choose, right? And another thing you can do with select is do the negative. Let's say in the original table, I have many columns, but I just don't want the column that says econ 1. Right, I just don't want the column that says econ 1. What I can do is I want to do a minus, just get rid of the column that's called econ 1, and let's see if it works. There we go. Now we replicated the PS6 fixed table, but without the econ 1 column. Everything else is here. I still have the ones I created, like left, moderate, and ignore that one. But now I don't have the econ 1 table anymore. So this is selecting columns. And then for filter, filter, I named it short because a filter gets rid of some of the rows that I don't want. For example, if I only want the people that's having a econ score less than -2, I only want the extremist, let's say -3. I only want the extremist in this table. Then let's see what happens. Okay. Now, every single one here is a score in the econ 1 column is people who is scoring less than -3. And originally I have 44 people. Now I only have 35 people, which means there are 10 people who is not less than -3 on this. We can also have multiple conditions. For example, if I can also say I want to filter by this, and I want them to have, let's say, a social. I need the here. And I want their social 2 to be less than, let's say, -5. Let's say how many people fulfill this criteria. Econ 1 score less than 3 and social 2 score less than 5. That did not work. Why is that? Hold on, give me a second. Why is the filtering not working on this? I think I might need to do that just to specify these are columns in this table. Kernel function and oh. Okay, there we go. Because I did not have a space between these two, it's considering this a sort of define. I don't want to define this. I want this to be, less than -5. So yeah, that's the issue there. Now, look at this table. I only have 18 people left, and these are the people who score less than -3 on this column and -5 on this column. So that's that. Alternatively, I could also say instead of this and symbol, I can say vertical line. This is the or symbol. So now let's say I want people who scored less than let's say 5 on this, and also let's say social 2 score, or people with the same econ 1 score, but greater than let's say 0. Okay. So now this is a column with people who has either econ 1 score less than 5, so these are the people who's less than 5, but also, or I want those people that's actually on the right, which is these people. These people scored more than 0. So this stands for or, and the end is the squiggly end that you can use in this language. Okay, all right. I believe that's it. And the last problem is for you to reflect on your own. So I'm not going to walk you through that. Okay, hopefully this is helpful. And again, I apologize for the technical difficulties yesterday. And I'll see you guys next week.